Hi YouTube, wanted to make a quick little video if you're getting the code P2004 intake manifold runner control stuck open bank 1. I went to AutoZone and this was the code that came up, and it also said that an ASE certified master technician have seen this issue before, and the most likely solution is to replace the intake manifold runner control IMRC actuator. So when I started looking this up, a lot of times when I typed in the actuator, this part was popping up on Google, and this is actually the solenoid. You can try to replace this. I found one for only 25 bucks on Amazon. Real easy to do, and that could be what's triggering your P2004. In my case, it was not. It was actually the actuator, but just something to keep in mind. If you do decide to replace this, real easy, it's right here. There's two bolts, one on the top, one on the bottom. You just pop out these two hoses, disconnect this electrical connector, put your new one in, reconnect the hoses. Who knows, maybe you'll get lucky and that'll be what it is. A secondary thing that could be an easy, cheap fix that could cause the P2004 is these little hoses here. This one runs from the bottom of the solenoid up to the actual actuator, and it plugs in right here. Real easy to pop off. I went ahead and replaced those two, hoping that it would be a cheap fix. It only cost $1 for two feet, I think. Ended up not being the solution, but a lot of times, according to the guys on Focus Fanatic or Ford Fanatics, sometimes you'll have a crack in that tube. So something to look at. You can replace that hose, and also this hose just snakes around, comes up and plugs in here. But anyway, I couldn't find any videos on how to replace the actual actuator, so I just wanted to, that ended up being the solution, so I just wanted to give a few tips if you were thinking about doing that. This is what the actuator looks like. It costs $3 at one of the pull your part places, real cheap. I've seen them new at like partsgeek.com. They're about 85 bucks. This part, to get to it, it's actually a pretty easy project. That's it right there. If you can see that little white piece, that's where it plugs in. That's where it goes into. I'm gonna set the phone down real quick. So that white piece, let's see if I can get it on the camera, right there, you're not going to want to take that out. That runs to the actual intake manifold, but this is that same piece from the junkyard part. All you do is there's 3 screws. Once you get down in there, you unscrew the 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3 up top, and then this will be plugged in here. It's just, as you can see, it's kind of like a ball joint. Take a screwdriver, gently pry between the two, pop this out. After you get the screws out, this piece will come out. You want to unplug the electrical connection, and you'll be good to go. So the way you get to the actuator is you're just gonna unscrew with a flathead screwdriver these 2 hose clamps, pop this off. It's easier if you pull the bottom off first, then the top. Set this aside, and then you'll need to remove the throttle body, which is here. It's held on by 4 bolts. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So there's 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. You'll take this cover off. There's just one, I think it was an 8mm bolt. Remove the cover. You'll need to pop this little piece of plastic off here. And then once you pull the throttle body off, you have access to the actuator, and you'll need to get those 3 screws out and pop the ball joint off, and that's really all there is to it. It was a real easy project, a lot easier than I thought it would be. Just keep in mind the screws for the actuator require one of these little star bits. You can get a little screwdriver set for like $8, like this one at Walmart. And yeah, it could save you hundreds of dollars. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I might put a link or two in there where you might be able to find some of these parts. So hope this helps. Thanks.